Hello and welcome to Napoleon Total War 3, because it's 3 and not 2. No, Napoleon Total War, I played it before, but not 3, and 3 is basically really cool. It's a mod. The mod is really good. As you hear, the musics are great. That means the mod is great. It doesn't automatically mean, but it was really fun. I got some cool save of yesterday. I was playing against chrys and it was Marengo. I was the Austrians, he was the French. And let's just watch it. So let me have a look. This was basically my army. I was the Austrians. I had like the left column of 4 infantry regiments. I had my cavalry. I quickly realized 3 cavalry is not enough in this game, because what you're gonna do is like you set up your infantry and then your cavalry. And then when your enemy has like 15,000 cavalry, you're going to have a problem. So here's my infantry. And why am I hearing no sound? Wait, I basically put my cavalry on the right here. Basically I was the attacker, which is annoying. You look at this river, I have my troops back down to the river. And with only 3 cavalry, you can barely do anything, so it was quite the problem. Look at them, the Austrians. Beautiful flags, I must say, even though I like the French more. Yeah, I had a lot of Austrians, and I only had like 2 regiments of light infantry. And I had a cavalry unit over here, but I'm not dumb. Christ maybe thought I'm dumb, but I had a unit here and they could form a square kind of position. I don't know what it was. It was like sort of a square, not entirely. Alright, so here's a dragoon regiment. And then I saw like 1, 2, 3, 4. That means I'm outnumbered in terms of regiments. Now I started switching over some units, because I wanted my artillery to not do this, and that's exactly what happened. 4 units died. Friendly fire, oh my god, look at this. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Sitting something like this. Unfortunate. You die though. So he was moving some cavalry over here. But I already had 1 cavalry. Ooh, bad follies for me. As you can see, I have made a line over here. Bit of a round shape. And then in this position it was really bad, because my artillery was just not dealing anything. No damage at all. I basically moved up so close that he had to move back because I could shoot, I think. Or he was just a bit scared. The dragoons. Very nice uniforms. But they were also annoying me because I couldn't move up here because of those cavalry. And this unit. The sound, sorry. Yeah, this was the point where my general got under attack. I moved him back. So as you can see from above, I formed a sort of a weird shape. And then this river, where he could walk through, it was annoying because I couldn't march further because I was being pressured by the light infantry. Well, he hadn't moved any infantry up yet. So for the following times they just fired at me. I couldn't even see them. But I moved my units back so they couldn't fire at me again. So here's the point, I moved up even more. But I needed to be like aware of what was happening, because there could be cavalry. And there was some quite lucky shots. I basically shelled at him because I saw his cavalry over here, so I basically focused firing here. As you can see, many of those shells here. And I eventually killed so many that they had to retreat, and they never came back. Or no, they did. but they were like in way less big shape. And over here, those nerds started shooting at me again. I was really annoyed because I couldn't just move up. I didn't know if there was an entire line here or if there was more cavalry. I didn't have enough cavalry. So for next time I need more than 3 cavalry. I think like 5 or 6 maybe. Because now I had good lines of infantry. And why the hell do they make such shapes? Hello? So this is where the demise began. I moved up my infantry over here. I thought like, oh, let's move up. I see them. What they do is they fire at me and I get quite the damage. And not a lot, but the volleys are very inaccurate, so it's fine for me. But I was moving up all my units over here. I had like pairs of units and then pair. And then the one that was protecting. So I had like 5 units, my 8 and another light infantry and a cavalry. And then those of the center could move up too. And then I targeted the enemy infantry over here because they were just standing. And now things were becoming a bit less cool. I had like 2 cavalry. I saw mine were quite large. His ones were not really large, but so dragoons and another dragoon and hussars. So those could be very deadly if he charged me. I think that I should have moved up over now, because now he started retreating and I should have like moved up before so I could start a fight here. This infantry is positioned really good, really well, because it's like between 2 buildings. I can't push it from around because I knew this one was full with troops. So it was all not so very nice. And just now I started moving up my troops and my cavalry, I think, later. So basically my center wasn't existing anymore, so any attack in the center could lead to the devastation of my artillery. And on the right I had like severe casualties at the moment. I thought like, oh, let's move up. He's retreating. I want some kills. Yeah, I wanted to shoot at the cavalry. So now this was the point where I saw, oh shit, he was moving. This is, I think, a heavy cavalry that is really deadly. But I fired on his hussars and they eventually retreated. All his cavalry did. But he was in the surplus of cavalry. What I should have done was like move a lot of troops over here instead of wasting my time on here, because I knew this was going to be a devastating defense. So now the final attack begins, at least the final movement. I'm sending my dragoons against his units, hussars, I think. So this is the point where he moved up. I felt like, oh shit, what do we do? I quickly tried to move up my infantry, and there he went. All his forces against mine, so I basically maybe too late started realizing, because I knew a cavalry charge was coming. Over here we have a fight too. Hello. Yeah, so my cavalry were running here. I quickly formed this square formation. And they eventually broke. And this unit should break too, I think. No, it survived. And here's the demise of my cavalry. I realized too late. And I countercharged too late, so I quickly started losing because his other cavalry came. Then I sent my infantry. This one also died. 2 units broke, and then it was basically over. I knew it. Here is where I realized that he was moving, so I quickly tried to move my units, but I think I was way too late. Should have also moved them correctly. They charged at me, and then I knew it was over. Those units were too late. Those also overrun all three by one single cavalry. But the other came, and those were too late, and I had no cavalry to respond. So the thing was, I had to move further here and win. Otherwise, yeah, hit. I broke one of his cav, but he still had one. And all those units were breaking. And two of my other units were coming way too late. So these guys were just over. And it was over for my artillery, and it died. Nice. And I quickly retreated because I thought like, oh shit, he's going for my artillery. And I only had 2 units here, so those units, I saw them, and then I just tried to hold over here with my 2 lost units on the right. And then over here, I thought maybe I could win. But this strong point was way too good. There's French in here. And they could move up another unit. This is where all my lines started breaking. Line after line. They charged at me. And the cavalry came, and those 2 lines also broke. I quickly tried to attack with my cavalry, but my cavalry broke, and then it was only those 4 infantry. It was so over. Alright, so for the last part, I just thought like, let's charge. All I had was 1 unit of light, and then the general, and all those units were running. Defeat. And why can't I see the results? Adios.